What has been the reaction of other philanthropic ventures? I mean, do you think that there's a chance that this model will be replicated?
It has to be. I mean, billions and billions continue to be poured into development, whether it's in South Africa or the South Bronx. And what we've built is a model to prove that if you do invest deeply into a child's life and you give them what children all around the world deserve, and that's everything, and you stick with them, it doesn't always work. You have to stick with them the hard times and the good times, right?
So are you saying that those billions that are being spent are going to waste?
I think a lot of it is.
A lot of it is.
And I think we need to think about more thoughtful philanthropy, going deeper into causes, going deeper into children's lives, and sticking with it. You can't change a child's life in a 12-month grant cycle. It takes a long time to raise a child, and it doesn't always work. We need to talk a lot more about failure. This is difficult work. You got to Silicon Valley, everyone's running around talking about their startups that didn't make it. It's a badge of honor. Have you ever heard someone at Davos or at the Clinton Initiative stand up and talk about what's not working?
I know, you actually make some very contrarian points about the way philanthropy is run in general, and you talk a lot about a double standard that applies to philanthropy compared to standards in the business world. Explain that a little bit.
To me, it's mostly about this idea of overhead. This idea that for some reason, if we spend more than 20% of our budget on what's deemed overhead, it's considered, we've got a red flag on us. And truthfully, how do you build a good business? You invest in staff development, you invest in recruiting the best talent, retaining the best talent. I don't need more computers and pens and paper. I need good people to raise our children. And that's teachers, psychologists, doctors, nurses.
And no one would ever say to Apple, you're too much of your overhead is going to your administrative costs. Is that the kind of analogy there?
These are incredibly complex social problems we're dealing with.
Right.
And we need to invest deep into sort of pilot initiatives, into research, into development like Apple would to sort of solve some of these complex problems.